Hello, it's an incredible and gorgeous Sunday on the plains of Auburn. I am Robert Wilkins. This is the 14th edition of Citizens Auburn Series 39 as we march to Election Day. Our title today is One Nation Under God, Then and Now. Tonight, many churches and various denominations are gathering at the Bridge Church in Beulah as part of the great national Jubilee of Prayer, Praises, and Thanksgiving. 250 years ago today, May the 17th, 1776, the Continental Congress called the American colonies to a solemn day of humiliation, fasting, and prayer. Think about it. While British troops were preparing for a war, our founders did not rush to muskets alone. They first fell on their knees on May the 17th, 1776. Congress passed a resolution urging every colony to confess and bewail our manifold sins, repeat and seeks God's mercy through Jesus Christ. They asked the Almighty to bless the causes of freedom and virtue and posterity. General George Washington ordered the Continental Army to observe the day with reverence. This was not unusual. From the very beginning, the men who built this nation built it on prayer. In 1774, Thomas Jefferson and Patrick Henry called Virginia to a day of fasting and prayer. During the Revolution, Congress issued multiple calls for prayer and thanksgiving. At the Constitutional Convention in 1787, Benjamin Franklin reminded the delegates that God governs in the affairs of men, unquote. He urged them to begin each session with prayer. When George Washington became president, his very first Thanksgiving proclamation thanked, parentheses, the great Lord and ruler of nations, unquote, and asked for God's continued protection. John Adams, Thomas Jefferson, James Madison, all of them proclaimed national days of prayer. They understood a simple truth. Liberty cannot survive without virtue, and virtue cannot survive without reliance upon God. As Adams later said, our Constitution was made, quote, only for a moral and religious people, unquote. Today, many will stand in that tradition. 250 years later, we are being called again by our president and by the Spirit of God to rededicate ourselves as, quote, one nation under God, unquote. Not in our own strength, but in humility, repentance, and bold faith. Good evening.